Sending in his resignation letter to the president a day after the midterm elections.
That letter reportedly coming at the request of the president. President Trump has been vocal in his criticism of Sessions since he recused himself from the Russia investigation. Back in September, the president gave an interview to Hill TV where he declared he no longer had an attorney general.
Well, Chief Political Analyst David Brody joins us now. David, this puts to bed long-time speculation that Jeff Sessions would be fired or he would resign. Does this announcement, however, surprise you with the timing?
Not at all. Well, I guess to a degree on the timing that we knew it was going to come after the midterm elections, but leave it to Donald Trump the day after the midterm election. Only in Donald Trump world would the headline coming out of the midterm elections be the firing, or excuse me, the resignation of the Attorney General. So yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit surprised. But the bottom line is Jeff Sessions, we knew this was going to happen. And we had two interviews with him here at CBN News, one back in October of 2017, another one in June. And during one of those interviews, I asked him, and I want to play a little bit of this for you, but I asked him about what his relationship is like with the president and how that has been, because it has clearly been strained over the Mueller investigation. Have a look.
The president's frustrated about, this investigation that I'm confident I correctly recused myself on, but he and I agree on the great issues.
Yeah, David, you mentioned the Russia investigation causing a lot of tension between Jeff Sessions and President Trump. Chuck Schumer today, he was saying that this really could, his firing or his resignation could really be the prelude to a constitutional crisis. There's a lot of concern over whether this is right or wrong. What's your take?
It's Chuck Schumer, and he's going to play the political angle on all of this. Look, a guy that's going to be the acting Attorney General is Matt Whitaker, and he can stay in that role as acting Attorney General for 210 days. And I did the math. I'm pretty good at math, John, by the way.
I believe you.
I didn't know if you believed me. 7 months. That means it's 7 months that he can be in this job. And so remember, now Rod Rosenstein does not have purview over the Mueller investigation.
Right.
It is now Matt Whitaker, a former lawyer from Iowa and a former college football player who played in the Rose Bowl, by the way. Anyhow, we will see how he manages all of this, and that's going to be interesting.
Well, and someone who's also critical, or been critical, I think he had an op-ed back in 2017
yes.
About the Russia investigation, thinking, that it was kind of along the same lines of President Trump, not something that should be taking place.
Right, mentioned witch hunt, and that's what he said. He said it could be potentially a witch hunt. Those were his words back on a CNN.com editorial.
I think the timing shouldn't be lost on us. And when I say timing, I think back to February 2016, because Jeff Sessions was the first senator to endorse Donald Trump in the primaries on Super Tuesday, and now as his Attorney General, he's being asked to leave. It's just been an interesting ride to watch all this play out.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit sad if you're in that circle of folks there. In other words, like you said, I mean, Jeff Sessions and Donald Trump, they were kind of stapled, married at the hip, if you will. Alabama was that first big rally, and it just all kind of fizzled out. And I know, Jenna, you and I have been with the president where he has privately talked about Jeff Sessions and been very frustrated. I mean, he's publicly talked about it, but he's also privately been very frustrated with the fact that he recused himself. So this has been in the hopper for a while, for sure.
David, just a few seconds left, but faith is an important thing to Jeff Sessions. Talk about that.
Yeah, he's a religious guy, big time. We talked about that in an interview. Quickly, I want to play that soundbite. Take a look. Have you relied on your faith in this job especially?
Well, I got to tell you, there have been days in which my faith has meant tremendous amount to me, and how people without it get by, I don't know. But I've had such good support from friends and who are praying for me, and I feel that, and I know they're telling the truth. Also, you have to ask yourself, you're just a servant. Right. You don't have to have the job. You don't have to, but you do have to do your best every day, and the Lord will take care of you in the end if you try to do the right thing every day.